Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a pick a card reading and we're going to have 3 piles, and the question of the day is, what is blocking me from my twin flame union? And so I pulled a lot of decks, and so I'm excited to do this reading to see what's blocking everyone. Also, I want to let you know that I'm going to start something new. Let me know if you like it or not. So I do, because I'm kind of tired after doing the long readings, but when I do the shorter ones, I'm going to try doing more of those, how to get your life back type videos. And, they're more like the uplifting ones, and I'm starting to number them. And I'm putting those out, sporadically. But I was thinking of doing some energy work after the reading, almost like an ASMR, because I'm also certified in pranic healing. So I was going to try to do some pranic healing, cleansing the chakras, doing some kind of ASMR after my readings. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might give it a shot. By the way, if you hear something, it's my dog sleeping. I might show you before we do the reading. But anyway, first let me show you the pick a card reading. So, let me just show you my dog. My dog's sleeping. He's sleeping. Okay, so this is pile 1, and this is an amethyst. Okay, this is pile 2, and this is green calcite. And this is pile 3, and this is citrine. So I'll give you a second to pick your pile. Let me put it back like that. Okay. All right. Hopefully that's good. So again, this is pile 1, amethyst, pile 2, green citrine, pile 3, and that is calcite. All right. Let's get started. Okay, so this is for those of you that picked pile 1, and that was the amethyst. And let's see what you got. So I like to start with the tarot. Okay, so you got Symbol of Pentacles reversed, Wheel of Fortune, which is upright, the Star reversed, the Hangman upright, and the Hermit reversed. Okay, so what is blocking your twin flame union? Okay, so what this tarot is telling me is that what they're asking you to do right now is to be the Symbol of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Right now, it looks like a lot of you are trying, but not quite there since it's reversed. And so what they're asking you to do is be in your power. So the Queen of Pentacles represents abundance, patience. She's nurturing. She nurtures herself. If you look at how she looks here. She's just kind of hanging out, knowing how abundant she is. She's being patient. She's being nurturing towards herself. She's being nurturing towards others. She looks very empowered. She doesn't look worried whatsoever. And so they're asking you to be the Queen of Pentacles. Notice the abundance all around you. Notice that your life is already good. And so I guess part of what's blocking you from your union is the fact that you're not, noticing what you already have, noticing that you're already whole, noticing that you're already abundant. You also got the Star. So the Star is reversed. So they're asking you to heal first. So there's some healing that needs to go on. I do always recommend the emotion code. There's so many other things to do. And again, I was gonna also start my pranic healing, which is energy work. But healing is really good because once you're in physical union, what the guides know, what the divine already knows, is that this will be mirrored out of you if you're not already healed when you actually are in twin flame physical union. So they're asking you to heal yourself first, so you don't have to go through it. Because if you don't heal yourself first, I can speak from experience that it's very painful. it's very painful because it gets mirrored out of you, and it's like it's not anything you know what's going on, and you don't actually have time or think about healing yourself because you're in a relationship. So it's best to do it in separation because it is somewhat a lot of work. You have to heal your inner child. Um, we all have past wounds that we haven't quite healed yet, and some of us more than others. So otherwise, it's very painful when you're in physical union. They're also saying, noticing that there is a second chance coming, and this is your destiny. So it's upright. So I think a lot of you already know that this is upright. So this is your destiny. This is the journey that you chose, and this is good things coming, and this has to do with second chances. They're also asking you, since this is reversed, they're asking you to shine your light. So a lot of you are going on this spiritual journey for a reason. You're going through this very hard, like you're the pioneer and you're the ones that are making the path. You guys are, the bushwhackers. You guys are the ones that are forging. This path was never, made before. So go ahead and shine your light and show others the way. Heal yourself. Be in your abundance. Know that you're already happy. That you're a whole person. Course of Miracles likes to talk about idols. When you're chasing an idol and you get the idol and then you realize, that didn't make me happy. So just know that there's no external source that's going to make you happy. Okay, and that you're healing yourself, and then blessings will come once you're healed. And when you heal yourself, you're also healing your twin flame. And so, yeah, so they're asking you to go within, be the hermit, work on yourself right now, go within and shine your light. And they're also asking you to have a different perspective on this. So we're going to go, of course, deeper into what the perspective is. But what I had to do is I had to look at this twin flame journey as more of I had to look at it from a bird's eye view. It had to be more of a fifth dimensional point of view. If you look at this relationship in a third dimensional point of view, it's very, very painful. But if you look at this relationship from a fifth dimensional point of view, then that perspective really makes sense. Okay, so let's see what else the divine has to say. So they're saying you're going to have to be willing to have heart-to-heart conversations. So maybe some of you are maybe feeling like some stuff happened in the past that maybe you just don't want to hear about, or maybe, you're over it, or maybe, you're really angry. And of course, they're asking you to take a new perspective on what happened. If you watch some of my older videos, you'll hear me and my experience, and you can listen to some of my old videos that talks about my own experience. And so I had the same past as you guys, and then how I had a new perspective on it. So, but yeah, this is having a heart to heart, honestly discussing feelings with each other. So this has to do with being willing, because obviously you guys are being blocked right now, so that's not going to happen. So, but this is someone who's willing to do that. So don't be this guy like looking away saying, I'm not even willing to talk to you. Like, I don't even want to hear it. Because if you're in that type of mode, chances are you're going to get blocked. Because remember, it's you. So it's you in another body. And so you have to make sure that, you're treating you with respect, and you're treating you with love, and you're treating you with compassion, and that you're nurturing with you. Because this is just you. And whatever's imbalanced inside of you is being mirrored back to you, even in separation, which we're going to go over. We're going to go over what's probably imbalanced. This is a collective reading. If you want a personal reading, we could do personal, but you'll get an idea of what's imbalanced. And what happens is when we're imbalanced ourselves, then our counterpart shows up as our shadow sides, because they're showing up, they're mirroring back our imbalance. That's the best way I can describe it. All right, the next card you got is Humble Vigilance. So what this has to do with being vigilant on this journey, but also being humble. So if you're gonna act like the martyr, if you're gonna act like, I'm the one carrying all the weight, I'm the one doing all the work, then, you're not giving your counterpart any credit because they are doing the work because they're you in another body. And whatever it is that you're working on, they're working on as well. Can you hold on one second? I've got to let my dog out. Sorry. Sorry about that. And so, yeah, so this is all about, not getting caught up with the whole, I'm doing all the work and they're not doing anything. And I did the same thing. I wasn't being very humble. I was learning to do this. Like I was doing a really good job. I was all about the whole I'm independent, I am abundant, I am so happy, I am whole. But at the same time, I was acting like I did all the work. I was acting like, this other person is not for my highest good right now. Meanwhile, what I was doing was I was like thinking negatively about my other self that was me in another body. And so they're asking you to not do that. They're your equal. So be vigilant in your, spirituality, in your, deprogramming yourself, in your healing yourself, going within and being the light, getting the heck out of this matrix. Be vigilant, but also they're asking you to be humble. All right, the next card you got is guided meditation. So I'm offering solutions from the divine because I don't want to just do a read, based on stuff you already know. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not doing this. So guided meditation is going to really help some of you. So this will help you to heal. This will help you to go more within. This will help you to deprogram. So guided meditation would help a lot of you, and it would help you back into your twin flame union. This is what I had to do. I was very bad at doing this. And since I started, because what that does is the guided meditation takes you out of your mind. So what your mind is doing, it's clouding you. It's your ego, which, your ego serves as a good purpose, right? Your ego is all about, this is not good, they're ignoring you and they're just trying to protect you. But the guided meditation is to take you out of that, is to take you out of the ego, is to take you, into your intuition. Listen to your intuition, knowing you guys already know it's upright. This is your destiny. This is blessings coming your way. And so the guided meditation will help you get out of that overthinking and get out of that poor me mentality. The guided meditation will really help, kind of quiet down that ego. All right, what else is blocking you? So it says twin equals you. Emotionally connect to self, then twin will emotionally connect. So if you're like me, you may be emotionally disconnected to yourself. So this is for those of you who have gone through some traumas. So like as a child, if you've been through some kind of trauma, usually twin flames are the ones who've had kind of the hardest, most hurtful past. That's just the way it is. We're here to heal. We're here to heal the earth. We're here to heal humanity and our bloodlines and Gaia. We're here to heal everyone. That's our job. And so because of that, we're the ones that have been handed some interesting ordeals. And so what they're saying is if you had one of those emotionally bankrupt past, or if you were, if you have some kind of PTSD or some kind of trauma that happened to you, just know you have to learn to emotionally connect to yourself. Otherwise that will be mirrored back to you by your twin. Okay, I think it's a big one. I think a lot of us who've had traumatic childhoods don't even realize that we disconnect from ourselves to survive. And so this is very important before you get into union, okay? And that also could be blocking you if you're not emotionally connected to yourself or if you're not in total love with yourself. Okay, the next card you got is twin equals upgrade. Once you meet, energetic bond is eternal and will continue to push pull into higher frequencies. Yep. So once you've met your twin flame, you have now been upgraded. And just know the push pull in your frequencies will not end. Okay, what I mean by push pull in frequencies, and you can find this on the wakeupexperience.eu. This talks about your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine inside of you. And when you nourish both sides, then that whole push pull feeling, because I don't know if some of you wake up in the morning and you feel like this, it's awful, right? Like it's almost like a vacuum, and like you can't help but to think about your twin flame. it's just, I don't know, it's almost like maddening. And I didn't know what it was. And so, but when I started to balance out my inner divine feminine and and my divine masculine energies, and what a lot of that had to do was focusing on self. That did a lot to balance myself out. Once I started nourishing my own energy and focusing on myself. That did a lot to now my twin flame had no choice but to also do that. And they say that because focus on self is a masculine. Okay, so again, this has nothing to do with male or female because you could be male watching this, but a masculine trait is to focus on self. Okay, that's a masculine trait. If there's a deficit in your own masculine trait, then what will happen is it will cause almost like a sucking sensation. So now there's like a void in you, and your divine masculine in the 3D will be the one to kind of take over that energy. And so it'll be that push pull energy, and you're going to feel like this whole, like, oh, I can't stop thinking about them because now you have a deficit and you have to nourish your own energy. You have to nourish your own divine masculine energy. You have to focus on yourself. If not, then you're only focusing on your counterpart, and that's nourishing them. Now you're nourishing, but the minute you focus on yourself, now they feel the deficit, and now their attention is more on you now. I hope that makes sense. Okay, the next card you got. Oh, here's some message. I pulled some messages. Well, we'll do that. We'll do that last. I pulled some nice messages from your twin flame. Okay. Okay, so it says here some of you have an insufficient spiritual masculine in your it's your inner divine feminine, inner divine masculine energies. And on your spiritual masculine side of yourself, you're not feeling good enough for the connection, which is manifesting in the 3D. So let's just say you're the divine feminine and your divine masculine is not knocking on your door, not messaging you. Well, one of the reasons why is because they're not feeling good enough for the connection. That makes total sense. This is a big block to union. And the reason why you're being blocked is because you're not feeling whole. You're not feeling like I'm good. Whether or not my twin flame comes back, I'm good. That's not how you're feeling right now because this is reversed. You're feeling like, oh, I need this one thing to be happy. I need this one thing to be complete. And you can't be that's what's blocking this. And as long as you're feeling, because you're both the same, it's you and another body. As long as you're not feeling whole on your own, and this means still loving your twin flame, by the way. You can't be cold. So you love your twin flame. See, patiently waiting, okay, knowing that this is your destiny, knowing it's coming, okay, being in your divine feminine, okay, and then what will happen is when you become whole in yourself, then your divine masculine will then feel good enough for the connection. It's a mirroring effect. If you want to look it up, if you want to look up the mirror exercise, it's really going to help you and to unblock yourself from twin flame union. So figure out what it is that's bothering you, and and maybe you know that your twin flame doesn't feel good enough for the connection, or maybe you don't. But that's the card I'm pulling, and that's what I feel like is blocking, is that your divine masculine is not feeling good enough for the connection. And that is mirroring back to the fact that you're not feeling good enough on your own, that you don't feel whole. Okay. I think that's a big step right now for a lot of people. All right. So again, this is a confirmation. Focus on self to balance out your spiritual masculine side of yourself. You must focus on self. That's a huge deficit. If you have a huge deficit, then your masculine is taking over that hole, that deficit in your body, and it's making you feel that pull towards them, and it's kind of maddening. So you have to focus on yourself to fill in that void, because this also is what's blocking the union. All right. And then the next one you got, as this is nothing that's blocking, is that you have an insufficient earthly masculine. So what this tells me is, if you're, and this has to do with your earthly divine masculine, so in the 3D, if your divine masculine is feeling hopeless, that means you're probably feeling confused about the connect. You're very confused. You're depressed, or you're feeling like you're frozen, like you're almost like numb to it, like you don't even know, like you're so confused or you're numb, and like almost fleeing, almost like I don't know, like I think I just want to move on. I think I may just want to go on a dating site. Like that's fleeing or freezing. So you're not staying in your intuition, you're not being patient, not being receptive, and not being nurturing because this is you in another body. They're becoming hopeless because, again, some of you, and I'm not saying all of you because this is for the collective, but those of, and if this pile doesn't resonate, just please pick another pile. But in this group, it sounds like some of you are confused, maybe depressed, maybe even thinking about fleeing the whole situation, like going on a dating site or something like that. And that makes sense because I feel like a lot of you aren't being patient. A lot of you aren't nurturing your divine counterpart, or like feeling at least nurturing or being nurturing to yourself. Okay, so that's what's blocking, because you have to be two whole people. This whole journey is about deprogramming. This is not a 3D relationship. Okay. All right. The next card you got is everything in the universe is constantly changing. I'm sorry. Let's start with this side. It says, master your life through the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. You have the ability to change any outcome. Yep. So all of you are alchemists, and you have the ability to change anything. You can transmute any negative energy into something positive. Okay. And so you can even do that with your twin flame. And so it's as simple as sending, so you can picture your twin flame in your hand, in the palm of your hand, and you visualize from your hand chakras a beautiful violet flame, okay? And you give your twin flame love and blessings. And when you're doing that, you're giving it to yourself because, and this is really anyone, right? Because we're all one, okay? But specifically your twin flame, as you give violet flame and love and light to your twin flame, they feel that and they feel your love, okay? And then also that unblocks this feeling hopeless. Now they don't feel so hopeless. They can't help but to mirror you because it's you in another body. They are your direct mirror. So if you're confused or if you're depressed or if you feel like fleeing the situation, they're feeling more and more hopeless about the situation. But you're an alchemist. You can transmute anything. You can transmute anything with the violet flame or whatever you use. Maybe you use something else. Maybe you use white light. Maybe you use pranic healing. I mean, whatever it is you use, the violet flame is what I use. And you can use that to transmute anything negative. It could be a chemical, it could be a chemtrail, it could be EMF waves, it could be a situation, it could be a person, and also cut the negative cords. Ask Archangel Michael to help you cut all negative cords, burn all karmic contracts, okay, with your twin flame, or any negativity that you've sent your twin flame's way. Cut the cords, burn the contracts, okay, and diffuse and transmute with the violet flame. That will do wonders to unblock your twin flame union. Okay, the next card you got. We are not trapped by our thoughts. What we generally do, however, is create thoughts that trap us, by Joshua David Stone. So that makes me feel that, again, some of you are overthinking, and that would be the opposite spectrum. So if some of you are doing that and you're being trapped, if you're overthinking or you have scattered thinking and you're creating all these thoughts that you don't even know what's true. Trust me, I know, because when I was in physical union with my twin flame after a year and a half of separation, after meeting him, I had a lot of questions. And please know, it's nothing that you think. What you really think is going on is really not what you think. It's really probably a lot better than what you think it is. And if it's not, if the person's really lost, which I also went through, trust me, I know what you're thinking, and I know mine was probably the same. And all that means is if your twin flame is lost, okay, and lost can mean addiction to anything, addiction. When I mean lost, I mean whoa. I mean really going off the going off the wheel. It means you're probably feeling needy, like you're needing your twin flame, or you're feeling like a martyr. A lot of it has to do with, again, feeling very codependent with, if you feel codependent, just know it's you in another body. They have to show up as your shadow self. They have no choice. They don't like it. They're not happy about it. And they feel really bad about it. And they're disgusted with themselves about it. That's what maybe you don't know. Maybe you do know what they've done or what they're doing, but just know that they're disgusted by it. And unfortunately, on our side, we're the ones that caused it. I know it's hard to understand, but if you look at it from a fifth dimensional point of view, it's only you. This is a matrix, it's just a computer game. So people are projecting back to you what's inside of you. The only way you can change anything is to change yourself from the inside. And there's so many different timelines. So you could just switch the timeline. And as you're working to unblock yourself from within, timelines are collapsing, and then time is getting shorter before you are physically with your twin flame. All right, the next card you got is work while they sleep, learn while they party, save while they spend, live like they dream. So this is what the divine's asking you to do right now. So when they say I feel like the main what am I trying to say? So I feel like the main theme with this group is focus on self. And so what they're saying is, maybe there's a mission that you should be working on right now, and maybe you should be working really hard and making it your passion. So, like for instance, I started doing this. So this has become my passion. And this is what I love to do. And so yeah, I'll actually do this late at night because I work a full-time job. And while everyone else is out there partying, I'm doing this on a Saturday night. And so, but I feel like it's my mission. And so there's something creative, or there's something that, maybe you're gifted with. Maybe you guys are healers. Maybe you guys are writers. You're writing a book, whatever it is. That's what the divine wants you to focus on right now and really get that going. Okay, the next card you got is give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. So yeah, having a grateful heart. So that also could be blocking you if you're not having a grateful heart for this whole journey that's helping you become the best version of you. That's literally taking you out of the third dimension into the fifth dimension, and then knowing you deserve all the best, and then just being thankful for all the blessings that you have, and knowing blessings are coming your way, and no matter what that looks like, because trust me, you never know what that's going to look like. All right, and the next card you got is sacral chakra, sexual and creative energy. So maybe a lot of you, maybe your sacral chakra is blocked right now, or it's just something where you may need to have it cleansed. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to start doing pranic healing. I was just going to give it a shot. I was going to do some videos, just give it a shot and see how it goes. Do some pranic healing. But anyway, there's other ways to heal and cleanse your sacral chakra. I like the Hertz music. If you go on YouTube, you could do it while you're sleeping. You could do it while you're working. And with you guys, or some of you, the sacral chakra might be blocked, or it might be I don't know. It might be, maybe it needs cleansing. Maybe it needs to be activated. And so once that will help you with your sexual and your creative energy, which is huge, because that's what they want you to work on that right now. They don't want your creative energy to be blocked right now. That's what they really want you to be working on. Some kind of mission is what they're telling me. There's some kind of creative endeavor that they want you to start working on, and they want you to do it while you're in separation right now. They don't want you to, yeah, they want you to do it while you're in relationship, but trust me, when you're in relationship, especially when it's new and it's a lot of work, and you're so, gosh, everything's being mirrored back to you. It's like you're on steroids with the healing. It's quite painful, actually. There's a lot of crying involved. I would almost gather to say, if you're not healed when you go into the 3D relationship with your twin flame, it's actually painful, and there's a lot of crying. Just so you know, there's no joy when you're not healed. That's my experience, though. Maybe some of you who have been in twin flame union have had a different experience, but that's my experience. So with the sacral chakra, maybe try the Hertz music. You could try energy work, maybe Reiki, yoga. and help heal for your creative energy and sexual energy. All right, the next card, okay, that's also a message. Okay, next card you got is my dreams are becoming more vivid. So pay attention to your dreams. So your twin flame's trying to give you signs, or your guides are trying to give you signs through your dreams. So try to keep a dream journal, really listen to what they're trying to say to you. You'll find it very interesting. So you'll kind of know. So, like for instance, I'll have dreams, and if my twin flame isn't ready to talk to me, like that will be known in my dreams. Or if my twin flame does want to talk to me, that will be in my, and that of course has everything to do with how balanced I am. When I'm balanced in my divine feminine, divine masculine energies, then I find that I get dreams of like him saying, "Oh, I want to come back. I'm ready to come back. How are you?" Or "How are you doing?" That type of thing. So pay attention to your dreams. Or this might have to do with your mission. Maybe this has to do with what the divine needs you to do. Maybe there's some things that the divine is asking you to do before you get into union. All right, the next card you got says seduction. It says attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interference. So for some of you, there might be a third party. It could be you, it could be your twin flame. And so what I find that worked in my case, because again, I also experienced that 3 times since meeting my twin flame. And so all that is being imbalanced. When you're very imbalanced, when you're not balanced, that type of thing is going to happen because they will become lost. Especially if you're feeling needy, it makes them very lost. When they get lost, what I'm finding is yes, they love you. They love you so much, but they don't feel good enough for the relationship and they don't know how to handle that. So they immediately go into another relationship to try to make it go away because they don't know what's going on. They don't know why they love you, and at the same time they don't feel good enough. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to tell someone I don't feel good enough for them to date. Like that would be humiliating. And they don't want to do that, but they can't help it. They don't feel good enough. They feel like there's no way they could, be your match. There's no way that they're your equal, but they love you. But because of this imbalance and you're feeling very codependent on them, which is you in another body, they have no choice but to be lost because you signed up for this. You signed up for this fifth dimensional relationship where you would be whole and that way you would reflect a whole person. You don't want to be half a person and then attracting a half a person. Okay? So, or this could mean you guys are thinking about it. Maybe you're thinking about dating. Maybe you're thinking about going on a dating site, and that makes sense because we got the hopeless card. So if your divine masculine side of you is feeling hopeless, a lot of fleeing's going on. So I think some of you might be thinking about, maybe tempted to go outside the relationship. Okay. Let's see what else you got. Also, this is what I life coach on. So if you're interested in learning more about this is I'm a certified life coach, and I teach about balancing out the divine feminine, divine masculine energies. All right. So this came up. Detachment means nothing owns you. So this means that the divine is asking you to become detached, and it's very empowering. I know this because when I was in twin flame union, I felt almost like not empowered. I felt like I was at the mercy of what my divine masculine wanted to do. Oh, did the divine masculine want to hang out with me? Was the divine masculine going to text me? We were together 4 months, and before we split up, and basically I felt like I was at the mercy, like my happiness was at the mercy of what my divine masculine chose to do, and I felt very hopeless. And so ever since being separated, I've really learned to take my power back. This is why I do a lot of videos on this, and please check out my uplifting videos, or any of my videos I feel like are very uplifting. It's all about, because trust me, there's so much happiness in taking your power back. And then when you get back into the twin flame union, you're fine. You're good with whatever they do. You know what? They don't want to hang out with you. Trust me, you won't care. You won't care because you're working on your mission. You're working and you know this is what brings you joy. And nothing external brings you joy, only what's internal. Only you make yourself happy. And when you know that, when you know I'm the only one that can make myself happy, and whatever you do doesn't affect me, it's liberating. It's so liberating. And so this is how it was worded to me in one of, I forget who, might have been Jay Shetty. I think it was Jay Shetty. I saw this on a video where he said, detachment means nothing owns you. He was being treated, he was being taught by a monk, and that's what the monk taught him. And monks are very happy, by the way. Detachment means nothing owns you. And when nothing owns you, you are so liberated. They're the happiest people on earth. Okay, the next card you got. This journey is about becoming the high expressions of ourselves. That's the whole purpose. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this journey. So yes, twin flame union will be nice, and it will be a fulfilling experience. But at the same time, it's all about you and becoming the high expression of yourself. It's to me, it's about getting out of this matrix. To me, it's about deprogramming ourselves, and we're healing everyone. And as we're healing ourselves and we're deprogramming ourselves, we're doing that for the collective. All right, the next card you got. When you go within and let your divine lead, life turns out better. Divine has a better view of outcomes, timelines. Yep. So if you take control, like if you decide to reach out to your divine counterpart, or if you decide to, oh, I'm just going to go on a dating site, well, now the divine has no choice but to bring you a new time. Well, you just create a new timeline. Any choice you make, it creates a new timeline. And now the divine has to do what you want. You know, like let's say your ego says, oh, I don't want to wait this long. I'm good. I want to get off this twin flame journey. I want to be with someone else. Then the divine has no choice but then to open up that timeline, and now your outcome is going to be very different. If you let the divine lead and you allow the divine to tell you which way to go, they have a better view, a bird's eye view of all timelines, of all outcomes, and they're not here to screw you over. They're here to bring you to your best outcome for you, your twin flame, and your happiest, whatever that might be, bring you to your happiest outcome. Okay, the next card you got is discernment before a passionate encounter leads to the magic of love. Yep. So what we've been talking about is all about having discernment. Okay. So the whole discernment right now is about knowing, you know what, if I don't heal myself, if I don't feel like I'm a whole person, if I don't focus on myself, if I don't, transmute and make everything positive in my life, if I don't, work on myself, then chances are when this person comes into my life, it won't be the same. It won't be what I thought. It might come up a little short. And so they're asking you to have discernment before you get back into twin flame union. And maybe some of you are like me and you did get into twin flame union after being out of union for 1.5 to 2 years. And then you got in and you said, whoa, I didn't know it'd be like this. You could even watch it on YouTube. You'll see twin flames that got together and look at their eyes and see how stunned they are and how unhappy they are. Look at some twin flames on YouTube that are together. You'll be very surprised on what you see. They almost look numb. It's very numbing when you're not healed. Okay, so have discernment and just know this could be an awesome, because there are some awesome relationships out there, but they did the work, they did the healing, they emotionally connected to themselves, they love themselves, they feel whole by themselves, they unconditionally love their divine counterpart, and they did the work before they got into union. So have discernment. Okay, the next card you got is support. So the divine is saying, look to us for support. The divine is saying, we're not asking you to do this alone. We're asking you to ask for help. I mean, call upon the archangels, call upon your higher selves, even call upon your twin flame. Your twin flame is truly in the 5th dimension. So you have a 5th dimensional twin flame and you have a 3rd dimensional twin flame. Your 5th dimensional twin flame is what is really real. And then in the matrix, in this, computer video game illusion, you also have your third dimension twin flame, third dimensional twin flame. So your fifth dimensional twin flame has never left you, is always loving you, is always passionate about you, is always walking with you, guiding you at all times. And they want to help you. And yes, they want to be with you. They want to manifest this in the 3D. Your 5D wants that for you. Because it is them embodying their 3D body, okay? But right now, your best relationship is in your soul. It's with your soul. And it's knowing we are all one, okay? And so ask for support, okay? Don't do this alone. Because if you do it alone, then it's going to fail. Okay, the next card you got is maturity. So if you look at this woman, she, it's kind of like a circle, and she's got like flowers inside of her. And it's almost like you see how she knows everything is within. It's like she has gotten so mature, she realizes that everything is within. There's nothing outside of her. Anything that makes her happy is within her. Nothing external is going to make her happy. And this is the type of maturity we need to have before getting into twin flame journey. If you feel like everything external is something that you have to have in the 3D in order to be happy, that might be another reason why you're being blocked. That could be a reason why you're being blocked on this from your physical 3D twin flame. And so when you realize that we are all one and there is no such thing as separation, when you realize you're already not separated from your twin flame, okay? I mean, can't you feel their feelings? Aren't you hearing songs in your head? Don't you get signs every day? I mean, you're not, I mean, even tarot, like even on videos, you're always getting signs and synchronicities, right? You're seeing numbers on the clock. There's no such thing as separation. You're not actually separated. Your twin flame feels you, and you can feel your twin flame. Okay? And so this is just about, growing and knowing that everything inside of you, as within, so without. So whatever is inside of you, whatever your feelings are, when you're feeling whole, when you're feeling like you're connected to everything and everyone, that's what gets manifested in the 3D. But if you have a void or a deficit, or if you feel like I need something outside of me to be happy, that also gets reflected in the 3D. So just you feeling like I have a deficit, I have this hole, I am not whole because of this thing I don't have, that's what's being reflected, and that's what's being mirrored back to you. So that's a huge block. All right. And then another card you got is if you believe. So the divine is saying, if you believe that you are worthy, if you believe that this is your destiny, if you believe that the divine has your back, if you believe we are all one, then you will not be blocked anymore. Okay. All right. The next card you got is Cloud Shapes Guardian Angel. Yep. So they're asking you to look for signs from your guardian angel. So I don't know. Maybe for some of you, you see some cloud formations that mean something to you, or something's in the sky. Something in the sky might mean something to you, or something that reminds you of your guardian angel, or maybe some of you are seeing hearts, and they're saying yes. Trust your gut. Trust your signs and synchronicities. Trust your intuition. Keep going with your intuition. You're on the right track. And when the guides are sending you signs and synchronicities, keep going. Okay? Keep going. Be vigilant. Oops, sorry, I just dropped the card. Be vigilant and be humble and keep going. Okay, the next card you got is Tranquility. It says, make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. So what I started doing was I call this my blissipline list, and I write down everything that brings me bliss. And I started doing it for myself. Yeah, part of it might be doing like, I like to do like that salt bath. I don't know, whatever it is that you enjoy doing in solitude, whether it be listening to certain music, reading a good book, whether it be listening to some sort of like Hertz music, you know, whatever it is that uplifts your like what are things that uplift your vibration? Surround yourself with high vibrational music, high vibrational like oils, scents, anything to please the five senses. Um, I happen to love ASMR. Whatever brings you passion and healing. They're asking you to do that because you're going to need it in twin flame union. All right, the next card you got is Dragon's Lair. So what this card means to me is, and what it actually says, is that this particular journey will rattle you to your core. It is a very tough journey. This journey is not easy for anyone. If you meet people, I promise you, when you meet people who say, "Oh yeah, I just met my twin flame," and you know, and they didn't do any work and they're just together, I promise you, they're not their twin flame. I mean, maybe there's like one or two people that have nothing to heal, and they came to Earth that like perfect, and maybe they can get into perfect twin flame union. But this is about healing. This is about deprogramming this, but we're also deprogramming the collective. This is not even just about us because we are all one. So I really find it hard to believe people who just automatically. So I mean, what's the sense of that? There's no challenge in that. There's no challenge in meeting your twin flame and then just being with your twin flame. No, this is a very difficult rattle to. I mean, it just shakes you to your core. It turns you upside down. It's a tower moment after tower moment. That's what the twin flame journey is. It is not easy on anyone. So it's teaching you to go within. And if it's not teaching you anything, and then and then people are treating it like, oh yeah, I'm in twin flame union, and then they treat it like a third dimensional relationship where, oh yeah, I'm codependent on them and they're codependent on me, and we're just so romantic and we just go on dates. That's not what the twin flame union is. It's about healing. It's about deprogramming. It's about going within. It's about loving yourself. And when you love yourself, that's how you're showing love to your twin flame because it's you in another body. It's teaching us it's a whole different paradigm. This relationship is not a third dimensional relationship. I don't know how many times I have to say it. It's a fifth dimensional relationship. If you try to put this relationship into a third dimensional paradigm, it's going to fail. It's going to fail miserably, and it's going to be and it's going to die a really painful death super quickly. And so that's why the divine is blocking it. They want you to have discernment before you get into union. They want you to heal first. Do if you want, don't, do the emotional code, and what that does is it helps you release trapped emotions, any kind of programming you've had as a child, deprogram yourself, love yourself, know that we are one. There's so much to know about the fifth dimension. It's divine driven. It's not ego driven. It's a divine, like you let the divine lead. If you want any help on this is stuff that I life coach on. All right, so that's what this card is saying. All right, let's see what else you got. I got some messages here for you from your twin flame. It says, I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. Yep. And so what this is saying is they really don't feel good enough for the relationship right now. They know they screwed up and they don't know how to fix it, and they really don't feel equal to you right now. And that's because you don't feel okay on your own. And I think this is going to be a major theme for all the piles because it seems to be where everyone's at right now. And then it just says, I just wasn't ready for you, which makes sense because if you're imbalanced in your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine energies, they have no idea what's going on. They're just like, I love you, but I just don't feel good enough for this relationship yet. And I don't know why, but I think I'm just not ready for you. They don't know why. They don't know it has anything to do with your inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine energies. Then they're like, I've thought a lot about you lately. Yeah, they have. They can't help it. They can't help it. And when the more you focus on yourself, the more they're going to think about you. And then you also got, you still take my breath away. Yep. They never stop thinking about you. They're also saying a lot of signs are pointing to you lately. So they're seeing all the signs and synchronicities. just like you. All the signs and synchronicities that you're getting, they're getting them as well. And then you also got the thought of you still does things to me. Yep. And then you also got my passion for you is through the roof. Please wait for me. So just know your twin flame is very passionate about you, but it's being blocked right now because frankly, you just have to work on going within, knowing that everything within you is what is going to make you happy. Nothing outside of you is going to make you happy, okay? Have discernment before you go into twin flame union. Okay, work on all these things that we discussed. Okay, work on your healing, work on feeling good enough by yourself at the same time loving your twin flame because your twin flame is you. If you send any negative vibes or emotions to your twin flame, please transmute that. Transmute that any way you can, because what that does is not only does it affect your twin flame, it also affects you because it's you in another body, and you'll feel the pain as well when you do that. You'll feel the sadness as well as it will continue to block everything. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. And if you're interested in any kind of life coaching or a personal reading, you can email me. My information is below. Also, if you'd like, please subscribe. I'm not sure if I'm going to activate the like or dislike, but if I do, please like, share, subscribe. Please hit the notification button. And but I do appreciate you joining me for this reading, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye. Hi, group 2. So this is for those of you that picked the green calcite. Let's see what you got. What is blocking you right now from twin flame union? So I'm going to start with the tarot card. So you got the waiting game, you got authority, and you got spiritual strength. So I'm going to tell you what this means. So the reason why you're being asked to play the waiting game right now, which I know many of you are playing, it's because they're asking you to gain more spiritual strength. They're asking you to go within even more, to go within even deeper. There's more spiritual knowledge that you're supposed to be learning right now before you get into twin flame union. There's a lot to uncover within yourself. Because this is a spiritual relationship, and in the spiritual relationship, this fifth dimensional relationship will only last if you have spiritual strength. I mean, you and your twin flame. And your twin flame can't help but to follow what you do, your divine counterpart. So the more spiritually awakened you become, the more spiritually awakened they become. If you're in a twin flame union with a non-spiritually awakened person, someone who's spiritually asleep, or someone who doesn't even believe in the twin flame union, it is a very difficult union to be in. It's almost like it has to end until this happens, okay? So they're asking you to get your spiritual wisdom first, okay? So there's some studying you have to do. Maybe there are books. Maybe there are certain things that you're studying. There's I don't know. Maybe you're looking into the Kabbalah. Maybe you're looking into the Bhagavad Gita. I can't say those things, but I'm actually looking at A Course of Miracles. That's what I'm reading. So maybe there's just more that you're supposed to be doing right now. Also, they're saying you're an authority on something, and that's another reason why it's being blocked. You're being blocked from this twin flame union because there's something you're an authority on, something that you're gifted in. Either you're some kind of, and I'm just throwing it out there because this is a collective. It could be healing. It could be you're a writer. It could be you're a light worker. Maybe you're psychic. There's so many things that you could be doing right now that you're an authority on, and they want you to like hone your gifts. They want you to make sure that you are, you know, doing what you're supposed to be doing. So whatever your mission is, whatever your purpose is, they want you to do it now. They don't want you to wait. They don't want you to wait for your twin flame in the third dimension. They want you to do it now. Okay, you're an authority on something, and so they're making you wait. They're blocking, divine's blocking this because they want you to get some more spiritual knowledge. They want you to dive deeper, and they want you to, whatever it is you're an authority on, they want you to teach people whatever it is you know. So, whatever the spiritual knowledge is that you're gaining, because it looks like you're gaining a lot of spiritual knowledge, you're supposed to share this. And they want you to do this, and you're not going to have time to do it in a relationship. They want you to do it before you get into union, and then do it while you're in union, but at least you'll be in some kind of practice. So also what they're telling me is they want you to have a spiritual practice as well before you get into union. And when you get very deep into your spiritual practice, because your divine counterpart, your twin flame, is you in another body, they will also take up a spiritual practice. They have to match you. Okay, they're a little bit behind you. Okay, but you don't want them to be way down here. They're coming up, and they're starting to match you, and that is when the twin flame union will work. Okay, you also got, I need to follow the path of my highest good. Yep. So this is what your highest good is right now. Your highest good is to, because if you just go into this relationship where you're going to be codependent, where you feel like, oh, this is my dream, I just want to be in this watch, as a matter of fact, watch pile 1 to hear me talk about the whole, what it means to be in the third dimensional relationship with your twin flame, because it's not good. Okay, when you treat it like a third dimensional relationship, because I did, and it's not good. So it's a fifth dimensional relationship, and for your highest good, and for the highest good of your relationship, you need to dive deeper, learn what you're supposed to learn, and then teach it to everyone. Okay, and you have to do this for your highest good. All right, the other card you got is heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving. So a lot of you are heartbroken at this time. And so that's another, so unfortunately, that has to be healed as well. So what I like to teach, well, I do a lot of life coaching, and what I like to teach on is how to balance your divine feminine and divine masculine energies. I do get this from the wakeupexperience.eu if you'd like to check it out yourself. And it's all about, being whole within yourself. It's okay to grieve, because that's where we learn the most. In your grieving and in your sadness, and when your vibration hits a low, that is when we do a lot of soul searching, and that is when we gain a lot of spirit. So this is fine to gain a lot of spiritual knowledge. But once you get out of that, you start getting into your intuition, and you start having more compassion for yourself, and you start focusing on yourself. Okay, and then you start becoming more forward going, and this is when you start become balanced. Okay, and then you realize, what am I heartbroken for? There is no such thing as separation. When you start getting deep into that spiritual knowledge, you realize there is no such thing as separate. That is all an illusion. That's what the twin flame is teaching me, to deprogram out of this matrix. And there is no such thing as separation. But they want you to get this before you get into twin flame union. This is something you need to, because it's not a third dimensional relationship. All right. The next card you got is, I'm going to leave the messages to the end. So I have a bunch of messages from your divine counterpart. That'll be at the end. The next card you got is, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Yep. So that was I just saying about the third dimensional relationship. It's not a codependent relationship. It's okay to have closeness. And even though you're in so-called separation right now, you can still feel the closeness between you two. You can still feel the love between the two of you. You can still feel the love. You can still send love, and then allow it to go back and forth through your heart chakras. Okay. But at the same time, give them some space by focusing on yourself, by focusing on your own spiritual endeavors, and by teaching, because you are an authority on something. There's something you've learned or you're learning, and you are now an authority. And that will be, and then once you start really focusing on yourself, what you're doing is you're filling in the deficit of what you thought your divine masculine should fill, and you're filling it on your own, and now you're feeling whole, and now you're going to attract another whole person. Because if you attract another imbalanced person, it's really not a very good relationship. You have to be whole first. Okay, the next card you got is decrease. So what this is telling me is that, yes, they're asking you to make this sacrifice right now. You see how the divine feminine's kind of laying here, and she's just kind of allowing, like, it looks like a heart chakra, like her heart chakra is here, just like, it's almost like she's unconditionally loving, but she's got this strength, she's got this tiger inside. So she's just kind of laying there, be patient, and the divine masculine's kind of holding her head. And again, there's nothing to do with gender, okay? The divine feminine is not male, and the divine masculine is not, whatever. It's not based on gender. So anyway, but in this case, the divine masculine is holding the divine feminine's head, and she is just laying there, like with her heart chakra, almost like what we just talked about, huh? We just talked about this, where we were saying how you are like giving love, like sending love through her heart chakra and all this strength, like unconditionally loving, while just laying here saying, I'm being patient, and I'm not like needing you. I'm not like moving towards you. I'm not chasing you, but I am here. I am helping. I am healing myself. I am going within, and I'm sending you love. And the divine masculine is behind her, saying, this is what I need right now, So it's almost like a release, and they call it decrease, but that's what I'm getting from the picture. It's just like you're decreasing your ego. You're decreasing the third dimension. So you're definitely decreasing your ego by allowing your heart chakra to go out and loving, and just saying, what, we are all one, and I love you all no matter what. Okay, that's huge. I mean, and that, oh my God, that is like a huge spiritual breakthrough. Okay, because that's what you guys are doing. You guys are really getting a lot of spiritual strength right now. Huge spiritual strength in this pile. All right, the next card you got is 528 Hertz. So if you like to listen to YouTube's Hertz music, I love it. Listen to it maybe when you're sleeping or maybe while you're working. And the 528 Hertz will help you. It helps with the transformation, and it helps like repair your DNA. And you're probably wondering, well, how does this unblock me from getting into twin flame union? Well, it's just helping you to heal. There's a lot of it has to do with healing. A lot of it has to do with going within and healing yourself, because whatever's not healed within you gets mirrored back to you. And it's almost like numbing when you're in the relationship. I know, because I did it. It feels like a numbing sensation that really, and it makes you want to flee. It makes you want to run. Makes you want to run away. And so it's best to heal yourself before you get in, because it'll be mirrored back to you, and you won't even know what's happening. You'll just think the other person's not into you. That's what you'll think. Okay. So you got the deep freeze card. So what this is saying is that the divine wants you to take a break. And this really goes along with the theme where, they want you to kind of decrease your ego. They want you to take a break. They don't really want you moving forward or chasing, whatever it is. They want you to just kind of work on your spirituality, dive deeper into your spirituality. They want you to take a break. They want you to be in a deep freeze right now, because now is the time for learning, because soon you're going to be teaching if you aren't already. Okay, the next card you got is Dark Night of the Soul, allows us to become more connected to the divine. I think I mentioned that. So you got heartbreak. So some of you are in the middle of a heartbreak, maybe a dark night of the soul. And so this is a good time to really deeply connect to the divine, to really connect. And this is where you gain all your spiritual strength. And unfortunately, a lot of us have to hit this point, hit this rock bottom. I know I did a few times on this journey. But that is when I learned the most. Oh my God, did I hit? And then when you do that, when you go through this deep, it's almost like like vibrationally, when you hit this grief where you're just so sad and you don't know where to go, and then you learn all this new spiritual stuff, and it takes you even higher. And then you go into more grief, and then you learn more, and then it takes you even higher. And it's just like the more you learn and the more you heal, the higher you go. So it's really an awesome thing. Okay, and then you also got the vibrational match card. So perhaps maybe the reason why you're not in twin flame union right now is that maybe you're not an exact in the 3D. 5D, you're always a vibrational match, always. So in the fifth dimension, okay, you already are in relationship, you are already in union with your twin flame, and you can feel your twin flame, and you could do meditations with your twin flame. You can energetically feel your twin flame. In the fifth dimension, they're always sending you songs, they're always sending you numbers on the clock, they're always sending you signs and synchronicities. That's your fifth dimensional. Your third dimensional twin flame may not be a vibrational match yet. They're waiting on you. They can only awaken when you awaken. So, like for instance, if you're feeling kind of needy right now, they have no choice but to become lost. And vibrationally, that is a really awful place to be. Lost to me is like addiction. It could be a lot of things. Lost, I don't even want to get into it. It's bad. And so what happens is their vibration in the third dimension is not a match for you. And that is what might be blocking your union right now. But that's okay. You keep working on your spirituality. You focus on yourself, and then you focus on teaching, and guess what? You're going to automatically get into balance. And I do teach, and I think I might have mentioned, I'm a life coach, and so I do teach on this if you want to learn how to balance yourself. And when you balance yourself, it balances out your divine masculine. Okay? Your divine masculine then becomes balanced and then becomes your vibrational match in the 3D. But as long as you're imbalanced in the 3D, your divine counterpart has no choice but to be your shadow side. That's just how it works. Because whatever is a deficit in you, whatever's imbalanced in you, gets mirrored back from you from your twin flame. Technically, everyone is your mirror. Technically, everyone mirrors back and triggers you on where you need to work on your imbalance, technically, but it's on steroids with your twin flame. And so when your twin flame mirrors back to you some really bad things, stuff that really triggers you, then just know that they're not a vibrational match right now, and therefore not a vibrational match. They have to fall away. And that's why you're in a deep freeze right now. They want you in a deep freeze because they want you to work on your spiritual strength and allow your twin flame in the 3D to catch up. Your 5D twin flame is always a vibrational match. Okay. The next card you got is suffering. That means a sign that mental negative emotions are surfacing to release. It's happening for you and not to you. So suffering, a sign that mental negative emotions are surfacing to release. So yeah. So basically what this is saying is, and I learned this a lot with the emotion code. I love the emotion code. So it helps release trapped emotions. There's other ways to do it. It's just the way I like. If you want to go on YouTube and look it up, it's for free. Anyway, so when you suffer, it's really good because your mental negative emotions that you have been, almost ignorant of or almost like ignoring come up to the surface because now you're suffering and now it's coming to the surface, and that's good. So now you can face it and now you can release it. And the whole point is to release. The whole point to get into the fifth dimension is to deprogram ourselves and to purge all these trapped emotions that are inside of us that we've been ignoring. Did you know that all these emotions that have been building up over our lifetime and lifetimes from previous, even what I'm learning from our own bloodlines, from our ancestors, it builds up inside of us and it makes us dense and it makes us heavy. And that also blocks our physical union with our twin flame. Okay. And so when you start to suffer, you bring it to the surface, and now you're like, oh, what am I suffering over? And then you bring it to your awareness, and now you know, and then you start digging deeper into your spirituality, and then you learn to release it. And when you release it, you're more empowered. And then as you let go of all these negative emotions, your vibration rises, okay? Because you're releasing and letting go. All right, the next card you got is, as a body, everyone is single. As a soul, never. In 3D, we are all single, but no one is single in the 5D. Yep. So that just means in your spiritual, what you're learning is, in the body, technically, we're all single. We're all separated, right? But in the 5D, once you move up to the 5D, and that's what you're working on right now, you're never alone. You're always, you have a stadium, like picture Shea Stadium of guides all around you, never leaving you, clapping, they're cheering you on, okay? And then it's not just that, your Earth family in the 5D, if you believe in, your alien family, whatever it is you believe in, whoever your spiritual entourage is, never leaves you. Humanity, you are one with humanity, you are one with Gaia. And then you don't feel alone anymore. When you get into the 5D, you're like, wow, I'm literally one with God. I'm one with, my shadow side. I'm one with humanity. I'm one with the animal kingdom. And, your soul is just one with source. Okay. And then, so don't think about being single. Every body is single because we're like technically this illusion of separateness. Okay. But technically it's just an illusion. And then the 5D, we're not. And then the next card you got is, I'm not single, I'm not taken, I'm simply on reserve for the one who deserves my heart. So that's just an empowering saying to say to yourself, I'm not single and I'm not taken. I'm simply on reserve for the one who deserves my heart. Right? And this doesn't mean like being a martyr, and please know your twin flame does deserve your heart, because your twin flame is you in another body. And the minute you become cold, and the minute you feel like, because I did this, the minute you feel like, oh, this person isn't helping me grow, they're not for my highest good, you're literally saying that to yourself. And what that does is it hurts them, which in turn hurts you, because it's you in another body. And what you do to them, you do to yourself. So whenever I would send that type of negative vibe or negative type connotation to my twin flame, it affected me in the physical. And it's not true, because they have no choice but to reflect the imbalance inside of you. And so we're all imbalanced. What the divine is asking us to do is balance ourselves at least 60% of the time, because it's really impossible to do this 100% of the time. Maybe as our vibes get higher, but right now they're saying they want us to do this 60% of the time to balance ourselves out, and then our divine counterpart will balance themselves out. And then they'll be more of a vibrational match. Okay, the next card you got is, live like a goddess or a divine feminine. Be an alchemist and transmute negative energy into positive energy. There are different types of modalities and energy work. And then there's different, I talk about pranic healing, EFT, violet flame. Maybe a lot of you, maybe this is something that you're supposed to be teaching. Maybe some of you, I don't know, maybe some of you are already an authority on some of these types of energy works. And so it says, again, pranic healing, EFT, Reiki, quantum touch, restorative touch, healing touch, Brennan healing science, theta healing, longeviology, wonder method. Anyway, what this means is, and I said this in group 1 as well, be an alchemist, transmute all negative. So let's say you do send negative vibes towards your twin flame. That's okay. Go ahead and transmute it. In whatever way. I do the violet flame. I'm more into the pranic healing, and do energy work. Ask Archangel Michael to cut any negative cords. You could just like picture them in your hand, and then just say love and blessings, love and blessings, love and blessings, or open up your heart chakra, like we saw with this whole, just unconditionally love your twin flame. Anyway, transmute any kind of negativity that you inadvertently send towards your twin flame, because that, of course, would definitely block your twin flame union. And plus, that's you in another body. So when you do that, when you send negative vibes, and it's probably to others as well, but definitely to your twin flame. You're sending it to yourself. You're hurting yourself. All right, the next one you got is neediness. So I was talking about this before. So some of you have an excess spiritual feminine. So what's blocking the twin flame union is that some of you are feeling needy. And what that does is it puts you out of balance on your inner divine feminine and divine masculine energies. In order to be balanced, you gotta be in your intuition, knowing that this is, the right path, feeling compassion, focusing on yourself. So as long as you're feeling needy, what that does is it makes your divine counterpart withdrawn, unaware, fearful, and possibly lost. Okay. And that's what's heartbreaking. Okay. What else could be blocking? All right. The next one you got is spiritual, masculine, balanced one. Okay. So this card is saying when you know that you are one with source consciousness, that is another way to balance out your own divine masculine side of you. And that will also manifest in your 3D divine masculine, which again has nothing to do with gender because 40% of males are the divine feminine. So again, to balance out your spiritual masculine, that means to dive deeper into your spiritual strength and know that you are one with source consciousness. All right, the next card you got is controlling excess spiritual masculine. So for some of you, if your divine masculine side of you is feeling a bit controlling, where they want to control the situation, what that tells me is that you have an insufficient divine feminine of overthinking. Some of you are overthinking. You're not in your intuition. You're overthinking the situation, or you're nervous that maybe they're not coming back, or you're getting a bit scattered where like every day is different, where some days you're overthinking, some days you're feeling you're really needing them, or maybe some days you're feeling like a martyr, like I don't need them, that type of thing. That's scattered thinking. And what that does is, when you're imbalanced, it makes your divine masculine side of you imbalanced. And that is another way that you're blocking your twin flame union. Okay, the next one you got is sometimes struggle is what we need to make ourselves stronger. Yep. So the struggle. So this is a very difficult journey. And of course, going into the oops, I keep hitting the wrong card. So the struggle, right? Knowing that, you're in this deep freeze, knowing that, you're in this waiting game, right? I keep dropping cards. It's putting you into this whole, knowing that I have to work harder. I have to work harder to, spiritually strengthen. Otherwise, I'm just going to suffer. Like who wants to do that? So you're learning to focus on yourself. You're learning to feel whole within yourself. You're learning to know that there is no such thing as separation. It's all just an illusion. Because, when we stay in the 3D, there's nothing but suffering. That's why we're trying to get out of the 3D. We're trying to get out of this matrix, and we're trying to get into the 5D where we know there's oneness. And once you're in oneness, it's so liberating, and no one can affect you again. No one's words, no one's actions. You're just detached. You're like, that person could do whatever they want, and it's not going to affect me. And it's very liberating. Okay. And what I'm actually doing with my other videos, please watch my other videos because it's all about that. It's all about taking your life back. Check them out. Okay, and so the next card you got is you need both feminine and masculine energies to manifest. Feminine equals intuition and creativity, and masculine equals focus and action. Yep. So, the divine is saying, we want you to we want you to teach something here. So, but to manifest this, you need to be in your intuition and your creativity. Go ahead and start creating. And then when you're in your masculine, you're going to be focused and you're going to take action. Okay. And this has to do with your mission. Okay. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to manifest this. The next card you got is the divine is trying to bring in something great for you, but you need to be open. Yep. And so again, that's why you're in this deep freeze. They want you to just kind of, work on your spirituality. They want you to feel whole. They want you to be open. And I find it interesting, and this is something I just listened to yesterday. I like to listen to, I think it's Sadhguru, if I'm pronouncing his name right. And what he said was, how to be open? He goes, just be grateful for every moment. Just be grateful that it's, that it's, February 6th, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. or, whatever it is, because it will never be February 6th, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. ever again. And he goes, and just be grateful for that. He goes, and that's how you're open and that's how you're going to receive. He goes, the divine is just going to pour abundance into you because you're grateful in every moment. I thought that was interesting when I heard that. I'm like, interesting, because like I'm grateful for things like, oh, I'm grateful for my home, I'm grateful for my daughter, I'm grateful for all these things. And then it's like, wow, I never thought to be like that grateful for every moment. And that's how you're open to abundance. Okay. The next card you got is Dream Big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself. See yourself succeeding. Yep, another way to manifest. Dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself. Know that you are an authority. Know that you should be teaching. Okay, that's what the divine's telling me. All right, the next card you got is Flirt. It says extend your lighthearted energy to others. And this also, what I'm getting, has to do with your divine twin flame. And so what this means is play around the energies, be flirtatious. Like another way to manifest is just kind of picture yourselves together, kind of hanging out, and be flirtatious, laugh, have like a light energy. Thinking about, if you have a dense, heavy energy, thinking about the past or something that might have happened in the past, anything that makes you feel bad, that's the energy they're going to feel in the 3D. But if you're flirting or flirty and feeling light and saying, oh, I can't wait to see you again, or like, just kind of having that lightheartedness, flirty feeling with the energies, that's going to go a long way. That is another way to unblock your twin flame union. And the next card you got is Gathering. So again, so this has to do a couple things. So maybe it's something where the divine's saying, you know what, have fun, like have fun with your friends, have some gatherings, live life to the fullest. Don't wait. Do it now. Go out to dinner, make plans, be with other people. And this also is telling me where perhaps maybe, again, with the whole flirting thing, maybe you can just picture yourself, having dinner or something with your twin flame. Again, it's you in another body, right? Maybe picture you guys talking to each other, being very lighthearted at the table, right? But in real life, in the 3D, yeah, go ahead and have those gatherings and have fun and live your life and make plans and don't wait for anyone. The next card you got is in the near future. So if you are wondering when you will be unblocked, so this could mean a couple of things are telling me. So in the near future could definitely mean twin flame union. This could also mean your mission. So so for some of you, this means they need you to get this mission off the ground in the near future. Okay. In the near future could also mean spiritually getting where you want to be. It could mean like, oh, I want to, deprogram myself and to be in a place where I no longer feel like disempowered by this, where like I wake up in the morning and I'm really happy and I love my life and I'm hanging out with friends and, this is a great life and why would I want to change it? So that could happen. Because like I said, people who are getting into twin flame union, you can talk to them, are realizing it's not what you think. When you're not healed and you're not spiritually awakened fully, if you're not in a very fully awakened state, the twin flame union in the third dimension is extremely hard and kind of joyless. And so it's actually more joyful when you feel more empowered within yourself. And also, this also could mean your mission, because, once you get your mission off the ground, that's also very exciting. But for some of you, this could mean in the near future, you will be in twin flame union. Well, the next card you got is Celebration. So just like what we were talking about, yeah, hang out with friends, celebrate, plan things. Don't wait on anyone. Trust me, and I've said this in other videos, because I did this last year. I was having a milestone birthday and I was trying so hard to book a cruise to Alaska, and everything I did fell through. And all because the divine already made plans for me to be in physical union with my twin flame. So trust me, don't worry, make plans. It will not happen if the divine already feels like they want you to be with a twin flame, or if they have other plans for you. They will not allow it to. Everything I did to try to book this birthday cruise fell through, and not knowing why. And then on my birthday, I actually invited my twin flame to my birthday, and he came, and it started the whole, physical twin flame union. I mean, actually, we were together a little before that. But anyway, trust me, don't worry about making plans. Make plans now. Make plans with friends, have gatherings, have fun, live your life to the fullest. This is also saying have the courage. Have the courage to do that mission. Have the courage because you are the authority. Have the courage to spiritually deepen within yourself. Get that, dive deeper with that spirituality. Have the courage to keep going. Have the courage to love unconditionally, even though you're feeling a little down and out. Say, you know what? Just decrease that ego. Just say, you know what? It's fine. I'm okay. Calm down, ego. I'm good. I unconditionally love my twin flame. It's all good. And it's all going to work out for the best. So keep having that courage. And then you also got the bison. It says recognize the riches of the past and the abundance of the present. So I think a lot of twin flames, they look at their past and with their twin flame, and they all feel like it's sad. Oh, I was so rejected. I get it. I went through the same thing as you guys. A lot of third party, um, that type of thing. And if I look at it in a third dimensional sort of way, it's pretty sad. But when I really recognize what really happened, and this, of course, after being in physical union with my twin flame, I got a lot of kind of what really happened. You start to see things from a fifth dimensional point of view, and you start realizing, oh, this is why, like the spiritual knowledge that comes from it, and the growth that you see that you've had, and when you really see like where you've come from since this twin flame journey, you start really recognizing the riches, and you start realizing, wow, I really am getting out of this matrix. I really am deprogramming myself. I really am healing myself. I really am becoming more of a teacher. I do have a mission now. I have grown exponentially. When you start doing that, then the abundance of the present is going to be even more so. And then you're going to even receive even more. So if you're going to look to the past, recognize the riches of the past, have a whole different point of view on the past. Okay, now we looked at that already. So let's look at some messages. So you got, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. You also got, it really was me, not you. And then it says, I keep comparing others to you, which you know that's true, right? And wherever they look, they see you. It says, it all comes down to timing. Sometimes it is just divine timing. Maybe the divine does have a particular time. You also got, would you reject me? Yep. So this tells me that a lot of them are not feeling good enough. So you have to feel whole enough on your own for them to feel whole enough to be in this relationship, because all they could do is mirror back to you how you feel within yourself. So they're wondering, they don't want to reach out to you because they love you, but they don't feel good enough for you. And they don't want to admit to that. And so now they're just wondering, are you going to reject them? They don't want to risk that. Not when they love someone that much. I mean, it's okay to get rejected by someone that it's like I could take or leave it. But when you love someone that much, you can't, it's hard to take that type of rejection. And I know you're all thinking, well, they met someone else, or I don't know, whatever the circumstance is. They're only doing that because they love you so much and they feel like they are not worthy, and so they feel like you're better than them, so they have to move on because you're going to move on. Like there's no way you're going to be alone. That's how they feel. They just don't feel secure enough. The next card is, I'm not the same person that you remember. So a lot of you who are spiritually awakening, they're also spiritually awakening, because I could tell you what happened with my twin flame. Once I balanced out, they figured out that, I mean, I should say he figured out we were twin flames. But I had to balance out first. And you have to do it at least 60% of the time. And you have to do it for at least a week in a row. And trust me, that's not easy because I think there was a couple of weeks that I was doing this that I wasn't quite getting to 60%. And so it kept, being delayed. Okay. And then this one says, this whole situation is hopeless and I just want to be by myself. Yeah. So again, I think for a lot of you, maybe not a lot of you, maybe just some of you, when you're not when you're not balanced and you feel like, so this person, I think, was it this one that I got hopeless? I don't know if this was the one where I got hopeless. I forget now. But like this almost feels like hopeless, right? So if your divine masculine's feeling hopeless, that means perhaps some of you might be a little confused, or maybe like you feel like maybe you want to flee the situation and you're like, maybe I just want to take off and maybe just find a soulmate. And when you start having those feelings, it makes your divine counterpart feel a bit hopeless. And so you want to be more balanced. You want to feel patient. You want to feel receptive. You want to feel nurturing. Kind of like what this card depicts, right? She looks kind of patient. She looks kind of receptive. And I'm sorry, I'm facing the other way. She looks kind of what this says: patient, receptive, nurturing. She looks kind of intuitive, compassionate, So she looks kind of balanced, right? So she's decreasing her ego. It's hard to get rid of your ego, but she's definitely decreasing it. And so that's what the divine's asking you to do in order to unblock your twin flame union. Well, I know this was a lot of information, but I do hope it's helped. If you're interested in doing some kind of life coaching session or a personal reading, you can email me. The information is below. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, share, and if you'd like to comment. I do appreciate you clicking on my video, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye. So this is for those of you that picked Citrine. All right. So I like to look at the tarot cards first. So you got Two of Wands upright, as well as Ten of Pentacles upright, as well as the World card reversed. So what this is telling me is right now the divine is asking you to work on your pentacles. So there's some planning and decisions going on. And so the Two of Wands is all about the planning and decisions, and the Ten of Pentacles is about the ultimate achievement. So some of you are planning or trying to make a decision on something that has to do with a mission or something has to do with ultimate achievement or a creativity of some sort. Twin flames are always on some kind of mission. That's why I always bring it up. They're asking you not to wait for your twin flame. Maybe you're being blocked right now from your twin flame because there's supposed to be something you're working on right now, something you're supposed to be getting off the ground, and you're not going to have enough time because you will be distracted once you're in twin flame physical union, and you don't want to be distracted. So if there's something that you're planning, I don't know, maybe it's a trip, maybe it's a seminar, maybe it's a retreat, I don't know, maybe a class, maybe there's something you're planning and it's some kind of ultimate achievement. Maybe it's a YouTube channel, I don't know. There's something that you're planning and they need you to work on your pentacles first before they get you into twin flame union. That's what the divine's telling me right now. You also got the World card reversed. So what this means is, yes, the ending of a cycle, but the World card also, what it means to me is to know that we are all one, okay? Because it's the ultimate, this is the number 21 card. This is the completion card. This is the end of a cycle. So they're asking, because it's reversed, they're asking you to know that not only is this the end of a cycle, and to me what they're telling me right now is this is the end of the Piscean age and we're going into the Aquarian age, okay? What that also means is we're getting out of the third dimension and we're all moving into the fifth dimension with Gaia, okay? And part of that is knowing we are all one, okay? And when you don't have that And when you have that illusion of separation, that's what the twin flame journey is trying to teach you. They're trying to teach you that there is no such thing as separation. It's just an illusion. And right now you're in that divine union with your fifth dimensional twin flame. You're already in union with your fifth dimensional twin flame. And they're trying to pull you up into the fifth dimension because that's where your twin flame is. Okay. Your real twin flame. And then it does get embodied in the third dimension, but that takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of deprogramming on your part and a lot of deprogramming on their part in the third dimension. Okay. And once you do the work and once you realize and once you deprogram and once you do what you can to heal yourself and get out of the third dimension, you realize there is no such thing as separation. No such thing as separation. We are all one and I am whole, and that everything inside of me is what's real. Nothing outside of me is real. It's all an illusion. Okay? And then once you figure that out, then that's when you will get into twin flame union. Okay. The next card you got is, it says Golden Palace and it's reversed. So what this is saying is they're saying right now you may have a specific idea on what security looks like. So you may think the Golden Palace is the twin flame physical union. You think, oh, when I have all these riches, when I have all this, that's when my security will be locked up. And they're saying, no, where you are now, you need to see, no matter where you are in this journey, you need to see yourself as at home. You need to see yourself as secure. You need to see yourself as well taken care of. You need to see yourself as abundant right now. Okay. They want you to work on your pentacles right now. They want that in order. They don't want you to wait till you're in twin flame union in the physical. You're already in twin flame union in the divine. But what's being blocked, the reason why you clicked on this video is the 3D. So you're wondering why you're not in 3D union. It's because there's some kind of decision and you're planning on something to do with an ultimate achievement, something to do with your mission, and they want you to do that now, and they want you to get your pentacles, which is your finances, in order. They want you to do that now, and they want you to notice your abundance now, and they want you to feel secure now and that you're whole now. They want you to be in that wholeness, okay? The next card you got is Earn Mourning. So that just tells me that some of you are in mourning. Unfortunately, for some of you, this could be an actual death. Maybe there's a death in the family. And I do, I do want to say to those of you that did have a death, I'm very sorry for your loss. I think for a lot of you, this also is the loss of your twin flame, where, I'm hoping they didn't die, but for some of you, it might just be you were in twin flame union recently, and now it ended. But please know it's because I did this, okay? Because I did this. I was in separation from my 3D counterpart for a year and a half. Then we got into union for 4 months in the physical, and then it ended again. It's a short break. It's not forever. It's just a short break. So don't despair. And they are you in another body. They're not going anywhere. You just have to balance out your own inner divine feminine and divine masculine energies, okay? And we will get into that. It says be assertive. Yep. So again, this has to do with your mission. So whatever this planning and decision that's going on, they want you to be assertive. They want you, this is your ultimate achievement. This is actually going to bring you your most happiness. This is going to bring you more happiness than the twin flame physical union, is what they're telling me. Because twin flame physical union's nice, but it's not what you think. The twin flame physical union is more of a catalyst. It's more of a, it's a catalyst to help you grow. So whatever's not healed inside of you will be mirrored back to you, and you don't even know it's happening. You just think it's them. You just think that like maybe they're not into you, when really they're just showing you what's lacking and not healed within yourself. And so the twin flame union is, it's good, but you will have ultimate happiness when you empower yourself, when you feel whole and when you get this off the ground. Okay. Okay, so this is called schizophrenia. So what I'm getting from this card is that, see how this woman is hanging on? So I feel like she's hanging on to the third dimension, and they're asking you to let go. Just let it go. Let go of the third dimension, let go of the ego, just let it drop. Because right now you're kind of hovering between the third dimension and the fifth dimension. And the happiness is in the fifth dimension, letting go of the ego and letting go of the suffering. All the suffering is in the third dimension. Okay. The fifth dimension, that is where, I think we talked about it already, the world card. They want you to, realize that there's no such thing as separation, that we are all one, we are all whole. Okay. They want you to dive deep. They want you to let go. Okay. Stop being so schizophrenic. Stop hovering back and forth. Look at this from a bird's eye view. Look at it. Also, yeah, see how she's seeing everything from a bird's eye view? See how she's above the clouds? Also, look at the relationship from a bird's eye view. That's another way to look at this card. See, there's even birds up there. But yeah, I feel like she's hanging on for dear life. Just let go. Or maybe she's hanging on to her twin flame. Maybe that's another thing. So maybe she's hanging on to her twin flame saying, I'm never letting go. And that's fine, but you have to let go. If you hold on to something too tight, then the divine can't help you. So this could be blocking your twin flame union as well. When you hold on too tight to something, if you need something that much, that type of energy. Do you ever have someone that wanted you so badly and they couldn't let go, and didn't it feel kind of repelling? So they could be feeling that energy. So let go. Once you let go and they don't feel that neediness anymore, then they feel that and they're like, uh-oh, what happened? How come I don't feel that energy anymore? And then they quickly they start thinking about you more and more. Okay. So many meanings to that card. That could be blocking you from your twin flame. Okay, hobbies. So they're asking you to get some hobbies, be more creative, and so don't make your twin flame your hobby. That is not your hobby. That is a means to your destiny. It's your catalyst. It's just you in another body, and then they're your catalyst to move you up. To move you up to the fifth dimension, to deprogram, and to balance out your inner divine feminine, inner divine masculines. Maybe your hobby is supposed to be your mission. Maybe there's some hobby, some creativity that you're doing that will bring you your 10 of Pentacles. That's going to bring you great joy. I don't know. Maybe. And they want you to do that before you get into physical union. You also got Moose, and it says, with self-reliance and measured patience, adversity will be overcome. Yep. So again, they want you to be they don't want you to rely on someone, because the twin flame union is not a codependent relationship. What's blocking this union is you feeling like this is a normal, everyday codependent relationship where you can just like call on them for help, where you feel like it's like, oh, I need them for happiness. Oh, you complete me. Remember that movie? Oh, you complete me. No, that is not what this relationship is. You are the only one. It's you. This whole thing is about you, mirroring you, and achieving your ultimate achievement, and whatever that means to you. I know for me it means getting out of this matrix into the fifth dimension. Maybe it means something else to you. Whatever your ultimate achievement is, you are going to be self-reliant. And then with that, it's going to take up so much of your time, and you're going to have so much fun with it. It's going to be it's going to be your passion, that you're going to then you're going to have so much patience, and then you're just going to be open, and then everything's just going to come to you, because you're not going to be like hanging on with that. Remember that schizophrenia card? Then you won't be doing this anymore. You won't be holding on to something. You won't have time. So yeah. You're going to get out of adversity. You're going to overcome adversity with that. Next card you got. Must realize own wholeness without twin. Otherwise, it's a codependent relationship which does not sustain this 5D relationship, which is fifth dimensional. So we just talked about that, right? Realize your own wholeness without your twin. This doesn't mean not being loving to your twin. Remember, that's you and you in another body. So that means you must be loving towards you must be nurturing, and you must be compassionate, not like being cold. But at the same time, realizing you're whole. And if your twin flame doesn't come when you want your twin to come in the 3D, you're still whole because it's not a codependent relationship. Trust me, it's empowering and it feels really good. It's so liberating when you realize that no one's actions have any kind of bearing on your happiness. It's so liberating. Like you wake up in the morning, you're like, yes, because trust me, I've been there. Okay, the next card you got is one can only suffer through the illusion of separation. Once you realize we are all one and live your life empowered by the knowing we are all connected, you're free. Wow, this is a definite theme with this group. We already talked about that. Next card you got, twins equals absence of fear. When the yin yang are balanced and have unconditional love, fear is no longer a reality. Yep, so I was just talking about that. And you can get this off the wakeupexperience.eu website. And so it says when your yin and yang or your divine feminine, divine masculine energies are balanced and you have unconditional love, fear is no longer a reality. You can't have fear where there is unconditional love. Okay? Fear cannot be in the same place as unconditional love. All right? So for those of you who have fear that maybe your twin flame's not coming back or fear that you failed this relationship, once you have unconditional love for yourself and unconditional love for your twin flame, that fear goes away. That fear is blocking your twin flame union. All right, the next card you got is keys on a ring. Many options, decisions, unconditional, string along, one night stand. What this tells me is that some of you, not all of you, may be thinking that maybe you have many options, maybe thinking maybe you might want to maybe be with someone else. Maybe you feel like your twin flame has many options. Again, it has to do with fear. It's all in your head. If this is you thinking about, oh my God, my twin flame has all these options, and oh my God, my twin flame is going to go out and run around on me, that is blocking your twin flame union. That is just overthinking. It's being needy. It's not feeling whole. Remember, that's you in another body. And when you start thinking that way, and when you start feeling, and you have all this fear inside of you, now it's taking the place of the love. You can't have love and fear in the same emotion. It's one or the other. Fear, you're at the bottom of the scale here. So when you're in fear, and if you're fearing that your person, your counterpart in the 3D has all these options and then they're going to move on, well, you're down here. You're like at the bottom of the scale here. Okay, but when you have, this is what you're going to attract as long as you're at the bottom of the vibrational scale. When you're unconditionally loving to yourself and you in your other body, which is your twin flame, you are now vibrating really high, and that's what you're going to, and that is what you're going to attract. And just claim yourself. That's what I did. Because I know it's me in another body, so I just say, I claim Mary Beth. Mary Beth is claimed by me. It does. It actually fills my heart when I do that. When I say that I am committed to Mary Beth and I claim. I learned this on another video, and then you just kind of, like I did it in like the third person. It doesn't work for me when I say, oh, I love myself. Oh, I claim myself. I have to say my name, and then it really works and it fills my heart. And when I do that, the more I do that, like my heart is like, I don't know. I can't describe it. It feels like euphoria. I can't even describe it. And it really it lasts for a really long time, this feeling of love. And what I'm channeling is that your twin flame also feels this love because it's you, because they're you in another body. And when you claim yourself, they have no choice but to claim you as well because it's you. Okay. All right. The next card you got is I am working on myself. Never be afraid to reinvent yourself. So this is another reason why you're being blocked right now, because they're asking you to work on yourself. Okay. So they're asking you to heal. They're asking you to like raise your vibrations. I always talk about the emotion code. The emotion code on the YouTube is all about untrapping, because we all have trapped emotions, and whatever's trapped inside of ourselves gets mirrored out in the twin flame physical union, and it's quite painful, especially if you're not aware of it. So make yourself aware of it now. Do it during the full moon, okay, or around the full moon. And once you start releasing your trapped emotions and you're aware of what's going on, and then you'll see why it's being mirrored back to you. And look up the mirror exercise. That's really going to help you too. And then, of course, working on yourself is balancing yourself out, balancing out your inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine energies. That's going to bring you physical union. Okay. And then if you want more information on this, this is what I life coach on, and this is what I do personal readings on. Next card, I'm gonna do messages at the end. So we'll do that at the end. All right, the next card you got is 741 Hertz, Awakening Intuition. Yep, so for some of you, if you're overthinking the situation, if you keep thinking negative thoughts, if you're in fear, this could be very healing for you because, again, your fear is what's blocking, especially if you're thinking, oh, they're going to go and be with someone else or blah, blah, blah. Or if you're thinking about being with someone else, again, that's doing that in fear. So the 741 Hertz is very healing. You can listen to this on YouTube, the Hertz music. You could do it while you're sleeping. You could do it while you're working, and this will help you to awaken your intuition. Because when you're in intuition, then you're out of your ego, okay? Because your ego is what's blocking. The next card you got is Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So if you really believe this, if you really believe that not only are you in transformation, but because you're connected and because there's no such thing as separation, and because you know we're all one, and when you transform, the world transforms, right? Because that's what the twin flame journey is all about. We are the trailblazers. And when we start healing ourselves, when we start purging, and when we start transforming, it's actually transforming everyone. And then as within, so without. So whatever we're fixing inside of ourselves is also being manifested outside of ourselves. So when you really believe that, your relationship with your twin flame will also be transformed. All right, the next card you got is the Well. So what this shows me is someone diving deep. So yeah, so dive deeper into this well, dive deep into spirituality. I mean, in a way though, it does look like she's saving. In this picture, to me, it looks like she's saving her divine masculine as well. And so what this is telling me is that your divine masculine may feel lost right now, and it's you in another body. And if your divine masculine is feeling lost right now, well, what that tells me is you're feeling kind of needy. Your neediness, or it could be martyrdom. If you're feeling like you're too good for your twin flame, or if you're feeling needy about your twin flame, you're making your divine masculine side of you fearful, withdrawn, unaware, maybe unawakened, and even lost. And lost is like, to me, the worst. Lost is like, oh my God, that means they've really become your shadow side because they can't help it. Your divine counterpart, they have no choice but to mirror back your imbalance. Okay? And so the way you can help out your divine masculine is to get into balance. So in order to be in balance, you have to use your intuition. You have to show compassion. You have to focus on yourself. You have to that you have deficits inside of you that you have to fill. When you focus on yourself and because focusing on your divine masculine side of you is making your divine masculine lost. I know that sounds weird, but it's a fifth dimensional relationship, and that is the catalyst for you to, become whole. Okay. And so you can save your other self by balancing out your own inner divine feminine and divine masculine energies, because that is definitely blocking the twin flame union at this time. Also, this is telling me for some of you, you just need to dive deeper into the spirituality, into the healing. Okay. In order to get into twin flame union, you both need to dive deep into the abyss here and down the rabbit hole to learn what it is you need to learn. All right, the next card you got is Have Faith. It says your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. So for those of you who aren't having any faith in this connection, that will definitely block the union. You also got trust, kind of the same thing, right? This situation is calling for you to have faith. There you go. Have faith and trust in this union. Have faith in yourself. When you have faith in yourself, you're having faith in your twin flame. It is you in another body. When you don't have faith in your own twin flame, that means you don't have faith in yourself. There's no difference between you and your twin flame. That is you in another body. Do you trust yourself? Trust yourself, and then you can trust your twin flame. All right, the next card you got is He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened. And I can never pronounce names, by Lao Tzu. So that's what they want you to do right now. They want you to get to know yourself. And when you get to know yourself, you get to know your twin flame. That is the whole point of this journey. It's all about you. As within, so without. When you really realize that everything within is all you need to do is to go within and heal yourself and deprogram yourself, and everything gets fixed inside of you. Everything outside of you becomes more aligned. So becoming more aligned within yourself is going to align everything outside of yourself. You will be enlightened once you understand everything about yourself. All right, the next card you got is You may not like being single, but the universe needs your attention at this time. Let the universe prepare you for greatness before your attention is distracted. That's another reason why you're probably blocked for some of you. For some of you, you may not like being single, and the divine wants you to enjoy yourself being single, okay? And they want you to feel whole being single, and they also want to prepare you for greatness. As they have your attention now, they do not want you to be distracted, because once you're in union, you may get a little distracted. But because you have this ultimate achievement here, something that's in the works here, something that either the divine's planning or you're planning, they need your attention right now, and they don't want you to be distracted, so you get this off the ground. Another reason why you may be in separation right now. All right, the next card you got, a diamond comes from coal that was under a lot of pressure. Transformation usually comes out of the worst condition. So if you think of yourself as a diamond, as you know, all a diamond is just a lump of coal under a lot of pressure. You right now are under a lot of pressure. You're under a huge transformation. This is a very tough journey. You're under the worst conditions right now. A lot of you are heartbroken. A lot of you are in fear. Okay? And they want you to continue to keep going. They want you to dive deeper. They want you to balance yourself out, feel whole, get into the fifth dimension, deprogram yourself, and you will become a diamond. All right. So a little bit of this kind of talks about what could be imbalanced, and this will help you to get into balance, which will help you get back into physical union with your divine counterpart. Hold on one second. I just need a drink of water. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first one you got is earthly masculine. So in order to balance out your earthly masculine side of you, it's all about action, creation, and manifestation. So to balance, so let's say you feel like your divine counterpart's a little imbalanced right now. Maybe they're doing crazy things. Maybe they're a little lost. Who knows? So you have to balance yourself out inside of you. When you balance yourself out inside of you, that will get manifested in the 3D. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how this works. Trust me, I've been in and out of relationship with my twin flame. So in order to balance out your earthly masculine, you must move forward with your manifestations and creations. And I know there's something you guys are doing, okay? And that will help balance out your divine masculine side of you, okay? The next one you got is excess earthly feminine. Some of you are imbalanced on your earthly feminine because maybe you're thinking of fleeing. So maybe it was you guys that were thinking about having a one-night stand. Some of you might be thinking about the keys on a ring. Some of you might be thinking about many options, maybe going on a dating site. So that means you may have an excess earthly feminine, which means fleeing and freezing. So for some of you who are thinking about fleeing the situation, what that's going to do is it's not going to put you in twin flame union. What that's going to do is this fleeing is going to make your divine counterpart, your divine masculine side of you, in the 3D, feel more hopeless, less awake, less awakened, more stagnant and stuck. Okay, and that will definitely put you in more so twin flame separation, so-called separation, because technically you are in union with your fifth dimensional twin flame, and there's no such thing as separation. All right, the next one you got is cold, insufficient, earthly, feminine. So for some of you, you have an some of you have an excess of earthly feminine that's making you flee. And I actually had this week, not gonna lie. I was feeling kind of cold towards my twin flame, not gonna lie. But my discourse was, you know what? People who are not helping me grow, then it means they're not for the highest good. And you're going to hear me say that in future videos, but I don't mean for it to be about the twin flame, because the twin flame's you, and the twin flame is your biggest catalyst, is helping you grow, whether they're in your life or not in your life. And so what that's doing when you're acting kind of cold, rigid, or dry, saying stuff like they're not for my highest good, such as me. What that does is it makes your twin flame in the 3D more protective, maybe feeling a little more rigid, but definitely more protective of themselves. Like, oh yeah, I they're cold. I don't, like I was telling this in my other video. I kept hearing the song. I was getting kind of used to being someone you loved. So my twin flame in the 3D wasn't feeling loved anymore. And so that's what you're doing. So for some of you who are feeling kind of cold towards your twin flame counterpart, it's making them feel more protected. And then some of them might even feel like a little more aggressive, fighting, or rigid. Okay. And that is also going to put you in, I'm sorry, that's also going to block your twin flame union. All right. And so the next piece of advice is nourish both sides of yourself. That's exactly what we're talking about. So nourish your own self. Focus on yourself. Yes, send love to your divine. Yes, send love, send unconditional love, but at the same time, focus on self. That's how you nourish both sides, feeling whole, and actually loving yourself. When I say I love Mary Beth, I claim Mary Beth. I love Mary Beth. That your twin flame feels that because it's you in another body. You also got twin equals you. Commit to yourself. That twin will commit to. That's exactly what I just said. When I say I commit to Mary Beth, I commit to Mary Beth. Your twin feels that, and because you are them and they are you, okay, they want to commit to you. They feel that because you're saying I want to commit to myself. They have no choice but to feel that. And the next card you got is patience. Don't settle for okay when you can have dreams come true. So don't do what I did. I got into union a little too quickly. I was just a little too impatient. And so that's why we got out of union after 4 months because, I was willing to settle, not realizing that had I waited a little longer in divine timing, that the physical union would have been a lot better. I didn't do my healing. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything before I got into my physical union after a year and a half because I didn't know better. But then after being in union, boy, did I learn a lot. And that's why I'm doing this channel now because I have a lot to share. Okay, and then here is your messages from your divine counterpart. And I do apologize saying he or she. The divine feminine, masculine have nothing to do with gender. Sorry about that. All right, so your divine counterpart is saying, I can't take this anymore. So this is saying what this is telling me is that they really can't stand being in separation from you. They really can't stand it. They really miss you. Group 3. Group 3, they really miss you. They also saying, I just got sidetracked. So the reason why they got sidetracked is because they didn't know that, it was the imbalance of us. They don't even know that. They know that they became really imbalanced. They know that they became fearful. They know they didn't feel good enough for the relationship, but they don't know why. They have zero knowledge of that. Okay. At least I think maybe some of them are learning about this. I don't know how I don't even know how I found this out. The divine showed me. It's a very hard thing to find. Okay, the next card you got is you still hold a piece of my heart. Aw. Yeah, they really love you, group 3. All right, and the next card you got is lying was just easier for me than telling you the truth. Absolutely, they'd never want to say to you, I don't feel good enough for you. I didn't feel good enough for you back then, and I don't feel good enough for you now, because they don't know why they're feeling this way, and it breaks them. It just breaks them because they love you so much. And then, oh, you are an angel. Yeah. They see you. They know who you are. You also got I'm more affected than you know. Yeah. Yeah. The next card you got is I am afraid of losing you, but I just can't get out of my own way. Please wait for me. Yeah. Again, what this means is yes, they're afraid of losing you. Hence the keys. I feel like they're thinking that too. They're thinking, wow, he or she, the divine feminine, has so many options. I'm so afraid of losing them. They're probably going to leave me. They're probably going to find someone else. They are in fear of that as well. And they wish they felt good enough for this connection because they're so afraid that this is what's going to happen if they don't do something. But they just can't. They're just being blocked right now. They're being blocked by their insecurity. And if you're like me, it's because maybe you just the way you need to balance out is because maybe you're feeling a bit cold or dry towards them, and that's making them more protective. They don't have any say about this. It's a fifth dimensional relationship. In the 3D, they have no way of being in control of that. It's your own inner divine feminine and your own divine masculine energies. That's what's blocking. When you're imbalanced, it's blocking. But there's more to it. You also have to feel whole on your own. You cannot treat it as a codependent. The divine will not allow you to be in this divine, awesome relationship if you treat it as a codependent third dimensional relationship. You have to know that you are never separated. That we are all one. You have to deprogram, get out of the third dimension. But for you guys, group 3, it's all about paying attention to your own pentacles, your ultimate achievement. The divine's either planning something or you're already planning something. So they want you to get this off the ground first. That's huge for you guys. And then also to feel whole and know that you are all one. That is also going to get you back into twin flame union. Okay, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, hit the notification button, like, share. Please watch my other videos. I'm all about uplifting. I'm all about helping you to get your life back. That's what all my videos are about. Because trust me, I know how you all feel because I'm on it. And so these videos are helping me as well as I channel the divine. If you're interested in any kind of life coaching or if you're interested in some kind of personal reading, please email me below. My information is below. In the meantime, I do appreciate you clicking on my video. Please watch for my shorter videos that I'm going to start making, and they will be about taking your life back. I really look forward to doing them, and I'm very honored to do this reading for you, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Let me click off here. Bye.